WrestleMania is going international. Within the next 5 years, WWE has had an amazing success rate with their most recent international PLEs, and the world has shown that they are more than ready for an international WrestleMania. But let's run it back for a second and see what would be the best venue for an international WrestleMania. At number 5, I've got BC Place, or Rogers Stadium, or whatever you want to call it, in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. This has the lowest capacity of seating on the list at only 55,000 before floor seating, but Canada has always proven that their crowds always turn up for the major events. Just look at WrestleMania 18 in Toronto.
At Scott.
And look at some of the smaller PLEs like Money in the Bank recently that the WWE fans love coming to Canada. Unless you're in Ottawa, they always seem to be asleep during the shows. Canada has always proved to be a pro wrestling mecca, showing that we had the Hearts, then the Hart Foundation, and a lot of other great athletes like Edge and Christian, Test, Chris Jericho, and Kenny Omega, all coming from the great country of Canada. Vancouver has crazy fans, they have incredible hospitality and amazing tourism that makes Vancouver a perfect spot for a WrestleMania. The tourism and travel would fill up an entire week for any wrestling fan traveling from abroad to check out Vancouver and everything it has to hold, and then enjoy WrestleMania over the weekend with Monday Night Raw potentially hitting Edmonton or Calgary right after that. I think number 5 is perfectly placed here for Vancouver and BC Place to host WrestleMania. At number 4, we have the Camp Nou over in Barcelona, Spain. Home of the Barcelona Football Club, the new stadium's renovations should be complete by 2026. The seating capacity is almost double from the first arena on our list at 105,000 people before floor seating. Spain sporting fans are some of the most passionate in the world. Tourism in Barcelona is amazing with sports franchises, architecture, and incredible history, where getting to Spain is super easy from across Europe, from the UK, and it's just a short flight over the ocean from Canada and the United States. Traveling into Spain is not as difficult as other places in the world, and they are used to hosting large events like the Champions League final. With so many wrestlers coming from the Spanish heritage and many more being of European descent, the future venue could be one of the rowdiest crowds we have ever seen in professional wrestling history. The only caveat to this is that they have not tested out the Spanish market fully for any PLEs, so it would be a coin toss to see what WWE could do. But just remember, this is WWE. This is sports entertainment, and this is what they do. If WWE decided to go to Spain, the Camp Nou, the new Camp Nou, would be one of the best facilities to host a WrestleMania internationally. At number 3 on our list, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, which holds up to 100,000 people, located in Melbourne, Australia, home of the Collingwood Football Club and the Hawthorn Football Club. Melbourne is used to hosting major events. It's one of the largest tourist cities in Australia, and the record attendance at this arena in 1959 was 143,000 plus for one event. Now, with it being 100,000 people, you could probably fit an extra 15 to 20,000 on the floor, making this one of the largest attended WrestleManias of all time. This is one of the older stadiums on the list, but this city knows how to host major events. Every year, I believe it hosts the Australian Rules Football Grand Final and is, as I said, one of the largest tourist areas in Australia. WrestleMania would fit perfect in Melbourne. After seeing what they did and were able to accomplish at this year's Elimination Chamber, I only see one issue with Mania being in Melbourne, and that's the rest of the world having to make the long trip all the way down to Australia. Travel to Australia is very long, it's very tiring, but we're wrestling fans. We're used to long nights, late nights, and lots of travel, so I feel Australia could host WrestleMania within the next 5 years, and the Melbourne Cricket Ground is the best arena for it. At number 2 on our list is the Stade de France. We all saw what occurred at Backlash 2024, and the French crowd showed up. And when I say showed up, I mean this crowd took over the entire show. They were chanting for AJ Styles in a phrase that nobody had ever heard before, but they completely made it relevant. They made the Yeet entrance what it is today, with the Fireflies yeeting themselves all over the place. The energy from the ruckus crowd made headlines around the world and made everyone look at what WWE is doing internationally. Stade de France could hold up to 80,000 people plus, and with floor seats could push into the 95,000 plus. With travel from the UK and the rest of Europe being relatively quick, France is a fantastic spot for a future WrestleMania. Hey, vive la France. Guys, if you've made it this far in the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications that are the MrTeshk Wrestling channel. We are going to be putting up a video a day, every day moving forward. So make sure you keep track. And if you missed yesterday's video, go check it out at the end of this one. And now we are on to the number 1 stadium that I believe should host the first international WrestleMania. And that is Wembley Stadium. Capacity 95,000 plus before floor seating. And we could see over 105,000 people in Wembley Stadium once they put the seats on the floor. We've already seen AEW put on a fantastic event at Wembley. But we're talking about WWE here, the sports entertainment leader, the professional wrestling leader. WWE should have already gone to Wembley. I don't know why we haven't gone over to Wembley Stadium yet. England is one of the largest wrestling meccas on the planet, with over 30% of the pro wrestling roster being from the UK already. Yes, I am including Ireland. Sorry, Ireland. We should have already been to Wembley. England is known for their wrestling, known for their wrestling crowds, and it is a staple when it comes to WWE. Example, Clash at the Castle, with nearly 70,000 people showing up for an untested PLE, a trial PLE that is completely untested and was a sellout and a massive success, which WWE will probably return every year to the UK in some facet to do smaller versions of Clash at the Castle like we saw in Scotland. Wembley deserves WrestleMania, and WrestleMania deserves Wembley. Guys, let me know in the comments what stadium you think WrestleMania should show up to internationally. Talk to you later. Thank you so much for sticking with this video.